That's really fun. Really fun. But is it good training? We don't think so. We're about to talk about that. Targets like this and this are great if you want to put holes in targets, but they've probably poisoned your mind for training. In an infantry rifle fight, your targets who are shooting at you, because you're defending yourself, they're not going to stand and wait to be shot as like big full-size torsos. They're probably going to be using cover and concealment, so your target zone is going to be much smaller. It might be their head, their shoulders, their arm, not their full body. Is a red dot going to cut it on that reduced profile, or are you going to need magnification just so you can see what you're about to shoot at? Which is what we're about to test. What we have here is a target to simulate a combatant in defilade. He has on his camouflage because he's not wearing his Chief Wahoo cosplay. We're going to shoot this 5 rounds from each position, and the positions are going to be at 50 yards, 100 yards, 150 yards, and 200 yards.
A big thing that we always try to tackle whenever we're doing like some science bullshit video to test something is bias, right? If you just shoot the red dot, now you come back around to shoot it with the magnifier, you've just had 20 rounds of practice shooting in these exact conditions. That's not going to be fair. Obviously the red dot will have an advantage going first. So the way we're going to get rid of that is by having 2 shooters. You're going to start with the red dot, and I'm going to start with the magnifier. So as we warm up and we start getting better, we are giving that advantage to both optic setups. So this is going to make it a nice fair test, and then we're going to add our things together. Another thing to remove bias is we're going to have a runner go down and score the targets, so we're not going to see them. We're not going to know how we're doing, so that we can't throw the results. All right, this is take 3.
Trace!
This time you can actually see the targets. So on our first take, we were, 50 to 200 yards or whatever, and our targets were just torsos that were cut off from here and up. They were too easy to see. Basically every shot landed, gave us no data. The only thing that really shows us is if you're shooting at a bullseye target that's completely visible and not concealed, it doesn't matter if you're magnified or with a red dot.
And then run 2, we camouflage the targets, we cut them off like fairly high, so it'd be like simulating a prone target down low engaging you from like defilade. We couldn't fucking see him out at like even 150, so 200 was hopeless.
So mine's not very visible. Clean your fucking rifle. Mine's not very visible either, even with the magnifier. I'm kind of going based off of landmarks and putting it around that area. I think what we're really proving is 2 things. In a situation where somebody's concealed well enough that it's a challenge to shoot them and isn't concealed so well that you can't see them at all is kind of hard to set up artificially. The other thing
without feeling like we're manipulating the data to get the result we want.
That's the other thing too, is like, it's really easy to just come shoot guns in front of a camera and be like, well, this is what I think, or sit down at a table and do that. It's not easy to set up tests to actually get some numbers and data and actually prove this kind of stuff. How many videos do we come out here and film it? We're like, that testing set wasn't good. Our data wasn't. Not our data, but our procedures.
This is take 3 on this video. This is not the only video we've done this.
Yeah. So the big thing is we don't want to just sit here and fucking talk. We want to have something that shows the data on what we're talking about. All right, here's our results. They are flat on the table because they are wet and soggy like a graham cracker in milk. If we pick these up, they'll fall apart. But basically all you need to know is we got the exact same hits. 13 with the red dot, 14 with the magnifier. I subtracted your 6th shot from this because it hit, it was at 50 yards. You just fired 6 shots. Oh well, we'll just subtract 1.
We'll subtract 1. I doubt I missed at this range.
You better not have missed at this range.
I might be a little bit mental midgety today. I started thinking about something else in the middle of shooting.
But yeah, that's still 13. We still got the same data.
So, this lines up with the last 2 times we did this, and we weren't sure if we were gathering our data correctly. But now that we've tried like 3 different ways of setting up the target, we've had 2 shooters and multiple runs, all the data is still lining up in general on the chart, so it's like, okay, this is where we're at. This is what we know. So, you shoot about the same. And when you can physically see the target with your eyes, it doesn't matter if you have the 3x magnifier or not at 200 yards. The magnifier can help you find the target when it's concealed really badly, and I mean, at least this is my experience. I was more confident knowing like when I missed when I had the magnifier.
Get a little speedy.
All right, check this out. We're at 50 yards. We're gonna zoom in on my target.
Yeah, your can's
You see it? You see him right there? You see our little guy right there in front of that green snow fence? This is really hard even at 50 yards once you put camo on them.
Yeah, I mean, my follow-up shots were better at the Magnifier. I think part of that is due to the rain. I mean, if it was really pouring, I don't think we can use either of these optics very well. But as it is now, where it's just kind of lightly pissing on us.
Nobody wants to fight in the rain anyway. Go home.
Yeah. I never even come out here in the rain.
Yeah, clearly.
That's actually not true. Every range trip has been out in the fucking rain the past, like, 4 months.
I want to see Garantham upload content in the rain.
Well, it fucks your camera, which you're gonna tell, because right now you're probably hearing from the wind, but whatever.
Whatever.
With just the
We're
red
doing
dot, I had these big dots on the lenses, and I would move my head and kind of use that infinite parallax advantage to find a gap between those dots and aim with it. Now when I put the magnifier up, instead it kind of just made the whole thing a little bit blurry, but I could still see great through it. So instead of like 4 lenses stacking up and giving me a shitty sight picture, in these conditions, I had a good sight picture with all 4 lenses. I kind of have to find a spot on the dot that isn't covered in water, so hopefully parallax is truly infinite. I'm sure it is.
It's the opposite of what you experience with dust. If you get dust on the lenses, then 4 lenses is worse than 2. But
Yeah.
water, maybe not so much.
Yeah, because if you think about it, if you're covered in droplets and you're zooming in on a single point, if there's not a droplet there, it's gonna be totally fine.
The dust thing is like something I never thought about, and I think Lucas Bakken mentioned in a video, and then I like actually like dusted up one of my optic lenses, and I was like, oh wow, okay. Yeah, I see what he's saying now.
Yeah, but, well, that's the big thing about all this is like, should I take a magnifier or not?
I would take it.
It flips down, and then you got a red
Yeah.
dot.
So I'm gonna do a video about this at some point, talking about this Unity setup. But in this setup, there's no reason not to take the magnifier, in my opinion.
Yeah, the ones where it hangs way off the side, I don't like those. It sticks way out from my gear.
Keep in mind, it's also,
Yeah,
you can put it in a pouch. So I think this is something that we should investigate in a separate video topic.
this weighs,
As much as a 5.56 mag, roughly. Maybe a little less.
I'm gonna say a little bit less. So for the cost of weight of 1 mag of 5.56, I'll take this.
Yeah.
You
That's
know.
kind of where I'm at.
So yeah, that's the thing is at 200 yards, it doesn't matter technically, but you might as well bring it. And the big thing's going to be beyond 200 yards. That probably makes a pretty damn big difference, especially at like 400, 500, 600 yards, which an 11-5 rifle like this is totally capable of 600 yards. It'll hit your stuff if you do your part right. So, conclusion. Get better at shooting.
Yeah, get better at shooting, get better at identifying targets. That was the real eye-opener that turned into like an inadvertent advertisement for like having a thermal system in your team. Is the second time we did this, we camouflaged them really low and had them like down in the brush. It's like, we got back to 150, 200, like, where the fuck do we put them targets at?
Standing up, I feel like, I'm like, okay, that's my target. And then I go to a knee, I'm like, it's gone.
It's gone.
Tell your eye to put some clothes on.
This is what the naked eye sees at 200 yards on the where our targets are at. So good luck, everyone.
None of those hit.
10-4-1.
So I'm aiming.
Hit it again. There you go. Now it's in.
It's like a toy gun.
No, it's like a gun that doesn't fucking work.
It's worked every time we pulled the trigger.
I'm aiming at what I think is a brown rectangle the size of our target. Problem is, at this range, everything is a brown rectangle the size of my target, even at like 3x,
But
and
that's
at
a slightly
0x it's
darker
just
brown.
as bad. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, we were blasting at bushes where, like, I think it's by that bush.
Yeah.
But
Which, I guess in real life, you know, maybe you'd have a sound clues from them fire, maybe see like muzzle flash or dust kick up or something, so you'd know which direction to apply suppressive fire, but it certainly didn't feel precise.
yeah, and it's hard to set up, well, it's hard to set up a test for suppressive fire, and it wasn't good data gathering, so.
Do you feel suppressed, paper target?
But basically, yeah, this, I feel like a lot of this is just, if you get a good solid shooting position, then your optic doesn't matter a ton.
At least at 200 yards.
Yeah, so big takeaway, get good at shooting, especially on targets that you can't really see very well.
And identifying stuff with the naked eye.
I
don't know.
I'm bringing iron sights because they're, you know, if you're not good with those, you're good with nothing.
You don't have to change the battery in irons.
That's true, and the rain doesn't affect them.
No.
Yeah.
They don't fog up.
I think an AK would do better.
Yep. Wait, an AK?
Oh, that was nice and flat. This man has a fucking problem. He won't clean his fucking rifle. Do you see that shit?
It's
Clean it!
Look,
There's a rock
look.
system.
You ready? You ready?
Okay. Look at the on a speculate inside of there.
Clean it!
It's fine. See? It went
That's
to
a 77.
battery.
Put that back in there.
Oh yeah, that's $1.50 or some shit.
What? 60 cents.
It's like 62 cents, I think, but not counting
Just make
shipping.
it 69 cents. That's God's number.
Nice. Alright.
It's where,
I'll die before I have to clean a rifle unnecessarily.
It is necessary. It's not functioning.
Yes, it is. It's fine.
Holy
Next YouTube
shit.
short.
I carry your bolt action because I don't need to clean it. Whoa.
Another jar of Slip 2000 down the hatch.
Drench this motherfucker.
Slip 2000.